Good evening. It is Wednesday, April 30th, 2025. I already recorded this video, but I'm going to make another one because I made a few mistakes, and I'm going to try to make it less than 15 minutes if possible. Okay, so what is this video about? It's about learning your fretboard. Why is it important to learn your fretboard? Without it, you really can't learn theory, and it's very important that you know what you're playing at the time that you're playing it, and that you develop an ear towards what you're doing at the time that you're doing it. I think that makes sense. I always choose a clean outlet. I try to keep I'm going to turn everything completely off, basically down, put it on the clean channel, off, and I'm going to connect it to a, connect this, so it's all the way down, 0. So you need to learn your fretboard, and I suggest you start by analyzing the chords that you're playing, which are, if you're learning the major and the minor chords on the first 4 frets, learn those notes on the first 4, all 6 strings, first 4 frets. I made a video in Spanish of, there's a trick that what I used to do, the way that I figured it out, sort of like a way to make it easier for me to memorize notes, is learn your E strings. There's 2, so if you know one, then you know the other, just except that one is an octave higher. And your B string, once you know those 3 strings, once you have those 2 strings, which is actually 3, once you have those 3 strings down, it's half of what you need to know. And when you can locate those, you're going to be able to locate the corresponding notes, or the following strings. It's very difficult to do this in 6 months or 8 months. What technology has really helped improve speed and well, I think we get better results now because we're able to see videos and watch videos. If you're having trouble with something, with a technique, with vibrato, with maybe a song, repeat. Anything that you're having trouble with, you watch the video again. I'm learning comic book art right now. I'm doing a lot of doodling. There's a sketch here. I'm doing a lot of doodles and doing a lot of sketching, and really looking at these Proco art videos. There's a Ryan Benjamin. There's a David Finch. These are all tutorials. These are really great, and Jim Lee videos. Jim Lee has these. I think they were made live, and he's just like drawing for like 2 hours, and he's basically, and I watch, and I'm watching, and I'm looking at what he's doing, and I have to be repetitive. The same thing goes with this. It's very similar in that way that you have to repeat. It's very mechanical, right? So if you understand Spanish or would like to look at this, the one in Spanish, I talk a lot about learning fragments, learn segments of the guitar, first 4 frets. If you learn the first 4, it's going to be easy to learn the following 4, and then if you learn these 4, and you're going to have these 4, then you're going to have all 12. The other trick is, if you have the E and the B high strings, you can go up those notes. So you just learn 2 strings completely from fret 1 to fret 12. It seems very difficult, and it really is. If you've never done this before, and another thing you have to do is print out. If you have a printer, if you can look up Google fretboard, your guitar fretboard. This way you have it right in front of you. As you play the notes, you wanna know what you're playing, and you wanna say out loud. If you can sing along, this is like 100% much better, and you will advance in leaps and in giant steps um, towards becoming a better musician. If you can't sing right now because it's difficult, a lot of people have a. I had a really hard time singing when I was learning how to play guitar. My first 5 years of guitar is basically I was very. This is something else that I wanted to share, is that your ears are something that are developing. If you're like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, 10 years old, 9 years old, your ears are developing, and you want to give them a good diet. You want to listen to all kinds of music, not just if you really like rap music. I don't want to. I know it sounds a little bit derogatory, a little arrogant, and that you won't develop your ear if you just listen to rap music. If you just listen to rock music, if you just listen to metal, the same thing's gonna happen. You're gonna uh, not really develop as a musician, and you want to listen to all types of music. Listen to the thing that motivates you and excites you, obviously much more 80% of the time, or I don't know how. I don't want to I don't want to tell you not to listen to the music you like, but try to understand why other genres are important. I love country music because I like to hear country music because of Michael Bolton, because of Rod Stewart, and because of Genesis. I love to hear. I mean, even though I'm not from any of these. I wasn't raised in, what is it, the Midwest, or uh, wherever country. I'm not sure what country is from. I wasn't raised, but I could listen to Shania Twain, and I think Garth Brooks, his music is pretty good. I wouldn't go out to buy a record, but I could listen to it, and I could probably appreciate the words and the melody. It's really beautiful music. Some of it, not all of it, like everything, like rock music. I don't like all rock music, and I don't like all punk music, and etc. etc. So you get the idea. Learn your fretboard. It's very important to learn your fretboard. The first four frets of all the six strings is ideal. Since you're learning how to play chords, dissect those chords. Why is this an F? Why is this a C? Why is that a D? Why is that an A minor? Why is that a G? Why is that a C at 2, or whatever? Chords that you look up, and you're learning songs that you like. Look at the notes that you're playing as you're doing it. So that's a C, that's a C. Every time you get the guitar again, that's a C, that's an F, that's an A, that's a G. And learn your octaves. There's octaves all over the guitar of the same note. Look for A. A is the most important note to learn right now, because you're going to learn A minor and A major. Learn your C major scale. C major scale. You have to learn your C major scale and your C minor scale. Now that you've done this, look for your A. Look for your A major and A minor. A major and A minor. If you have these two down, you have a lot of ground covered on the fretboard. But this is not going to happen in 6 months. It's going to happen in maybe 2 or 3 years, where you feel comfortable and you can pick up the guitar and basically faithfully, or just walk all over the instrument, knowing every single note. For some people, it's a lot easier because they really sit down to learn the guitar. What I mean is that they really study. It took me many years of me just wanting to learn riffs and make noise with it. That's another. I think that's something that's important. If you don't see yourself really sitting down to learn the fretboard, don't be discouraged. It'll come to you. It'll come to you eventually. Some people are like, "Oh man, it's been like 2-3 months and I really haven't studied my fretboard." Unless you're gonna have a test on it, or unless you're gonna go to music school, then don't worry about it. But enjoy your time with the guitar, and that's probably the most important thing I can say, is enjoy what you're playing. Look for the things that you like. But know that if you want to develop and you want to get better, especially your ears, you want to develop your ears. You want to have a good ear in music. Something I did, I think, in a recent video, I talked about John Frusciante and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I did not like the Chili Peppers in the beginning, and I had really had to focus. I had really had to sit down and concentrate and listen to what was so great about this music. And thankfully I did, because I I learned a lot about guitar playing, and the same thing goes with maybe something that's easy. For example, somebody who likes rock music or metal, something that's easy to understand is maybe Black Sabbath. You listen to Black Sabbath, and I love Black Sabbath. It's easy to listen to Black Sabbath and easy to get it. But if you listen to maybe something like how can I say, maybe the Beatles, if you wanna really want to wrap your head around a lot of information, a lot of harmony, and why is this? Why I don't understand why the Beatles are so great, or the Rolling Stones. Listen to those records, and you will be. It's homework for basically the rest of your life. There's a lot of harmonic content in all of this music that will develop your ear, as to becoming a better musician in popular music. If you're gonna become a classical guitar player, well, I'm not the teacher. I mean, I'm not teaching that right now, and I do encourage it though. If you like the classical guitar, get classical guitar music. Listen to Bach, listen to Beethoven, listen to Mozart, the greats. Listen to that. There's nothing wrong with listening to the best of the best, and there's stuff that there's a lot of music out there. There's a lot of Italian modern, Italian classical guitarists, which aren't very famous, but something I had to learn in college, university, and it really opened up my. I love the way the music looks on the paper. It's very beautiful, and uh, look for the things that you like. Go to your record store and look for the classical section. One thing that is very um, this might it might be 15 minutes to explain, and I'll show you on the guitar right now. Um, Listening to soundtracks, looking for movies that you like, and you're moved by certain. I used to love Braveheart, a Mel Gibson movie about the life of William Wallace in Ireland. That music is incredible. Titanic, very what is it called? Like epic and romantic music. The Titanic soundtrack. Most recently, Oblivion, um, Tom Cruise movie. That's a great soundtrack to listen to. It's full of um, very powerful scenery, and it's really, really, really interesting. Oblivion, and there's another. The Batman soundtracks are excellent. Hans Zimmer music is something I recommend. It's just, even if you're not a musician, getting a soundtrack and listening to it, or you know, really uh, enveloping yourself in, is that if that's the right word? Enveloping, enveloping yourself in enveloping yourself in, or becoming part of the music is really great. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I mean about the segments of the guitar. If you want to look at the video in Spanish, you're welcome to. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. It's very important that you learn how to eventually read music, but I will not share that. I'm trying to teach maybe people who are just curious about learning how to do basic stuff. Basic chords, major minor chords, and major minor scales are the most important thing. I have this Orange amplifier. I love this Orange amplifier. It is the sound of the 60s and 70s, Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page. I had a Marshall, which is something else. It's something out of this world, which this thing is reminding me of. It quickly tunes into the tones of the classic rock and modern. I'm listening to a lot of I heard this band. What's it called? I forgot the name of it. Well, it's like sludge metal, a lot of sludge metal, and we're playing a lot of Dunable guitars. I don't know if you know what those are. Dunable guitars. Those are beautiful, beautiful guitars. All this music is being created, and they use these orange amplifiers, and it sounds extremely heavy and really good. Very, very powerful. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave the video like this, and I'm gonna make an extra video so that you know what I'm talking about, the segments. So if you learn the first 4 frets of the 6 strings, the first 4 frets of your guitar, you're going to be able to connect the middle part of the guitar, which is the next 4 frets, and the next 4 frets, which is the 12. Once you learn one, you can learn these 2 a lot faster. Remember the trick that I said, learn E and B up and down the frets, E and B up and down the frets, and your octaves. Look for A, look for the A, look for the A. There's A's everywhere. There's an A here on the 4th string, and there's an A here on the 1st string, right? A and A, 6 and 4, 4 and 1. Is it 4 and 1? No, 4 and 2. And then there's another A up here, yeah, on the 12th fret. Anyways, I know them by memory, and this is how I can jump from here to here. I'm looking at the grid on the camera. So basically, if I can improvise here, the same notes that are here are here. They're just in a different order. The same notes that are here, the same notes that are here, and vice versa, right? Same notes that are here, just in a different order. So I know where the notes are here, I know where the notes are here, and I know where the notes are here. I jump from here to here to here very quickly because I know the notes. The idea is to be able to switch from one key to the next. So if you're in A, stay in one key, and then eventually jump into C major. Play on time, on rhythm, play up to, jump to G, right? Think basic, think slow. You don't have to do this fast. Use your metronome. Okay, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. So now it's acoustic guitar, steel string acoustic guitar, major minor scales, major minor chords, octaves, and all the notes on your fretboard. Eventually, these are the 5 most important things you want to do. Be able to learn to become a really good guitar player. Well, let's say the most important mechanical aspect and theoretical aspect of the guitar. Composition and music and personality and your sound and your voice, that eventually comes out as you develop as a musician. So if you want it, all that personality will develop as you develop your ear. So okay, good luck. I'm gonna make another video with the guitar playing aspect. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Thank you.